So, place has been really important in ensemble. I mean, to me it means one thing, to you it might mean something else. To me it's all about how you model place, how you capture nuances of place, how you capture data about place and how that then informs the model so you can capture the particulars of that individual place. What does it mean to you?
To me, it's definitely some of those things. It's definitely about the particularity of a place, but it's also about an individual's relationship to a place. So the work that I've been doing has been a lot of the work has been to do with digital naturalists and the idea of using digital technologies in combination with arts and environmental activities to build an understanding of the place in which you live. And I think it's really important because it enables you to notice. Once you're given prompts that allow you to notice the particularity of something, then you can become aware of it, and if you're aware of it, you can play a bigger part in taking action in relation to whatever that environmental issue is.
I think scale is one of the key issues of complexity. There are others. If you take somewhere like what we've looked at, which is Morecambe Bay, you've got many interdependent issues. You've got the tides, you've got bird life, you've got cockles and mussels. They all interrelate to each other. You've got lots of data sets about each of them, but sometimes the data sets exist at different scales, and that's a real big challenge for the modelling framework. But it's perhaps also a challenge for engaging with citizens around this because of its sheer complexity. And how have you gone about that?
I think working with people in the place in which they live or spend time is really helpful, because often the people who live there are experts in that place, and they can then, I think, feed in data gaps that exist in models that work at larger scales, like national scales and global scales.
I think if you do that, you're actually well in the way to realising Keith Evans' dream of building models of everywhere. What this really means to me is building models of particular place, and it's not just everywhere, it's capturing the complexities of that place, it's everything. But actually Keith wanted to go further and to represent over time as well. And as a place changes, people notice the changes and can feed that back into the models. So people and engagement is so central to this. If you have models that operate over a large grid square, for example, you miss the nuance. You don't know the particulars of place. But if you've got people that know the bay feeding in particular results and insights from that, you're able to capture the nuances in the models, and I think that's so important. And I think that's where your work is really important in terms of engaging with people in the process. But you've also engaged with school children in your work. And I wonder if you could say a little bit about how you've managed to get school kids to notice the environment around them.
Yeah, so we've been involved in several projects, some to do with noticing plants through biodiversity logbooks, others through noticing bird calls, through the lost sounds. And all of these are about encouraging children to pay attention and use their senses in different ways to become aware of their local environments. And this is kind of a long-term plan, because ultimately these children will grow up and be part of their communities and will be in a position to make decisions, and the more informed they are at this stage, the better. There's research that says that if children are connected to their environments before the age of 12, they can have much more long-term they can display long-term pro-environmental behaviours and actions. And so I'm really keen to start with children, because I think that gives us lots of possibilities for the future.
This is so important. You talked earlier about citizens and their role in informing models in my case. And this is so important, not just to have the citizen scientists of today, but a generation of citizen scientists of the future. This is really exciting.